record now.
I'm no longer a diagram.
I'm going to mute all, and you will be able to unmute yourself, but please don't unless you have something to say or share. And I would really, excuse me, I'd really love people today. I muted everybody. There you go. I would like to have people share their narrative stories this morning, and make sure you have those ready to go. And also something about the books that you're reading. So let's start the share screen. We'll do the screen. Oh, I love this, by the way. I'm a big fan of Looney Tunes cartoons. Let's see more. Stop recording. Disable participants' annotations. Okay, let's go right to it. All right, I posted 8 and 9 last night, so you could have a head start, but there are the questions, and there's the link again. Again, this little site right here is a really great site for explaining anything you don't understand about the book. They give a summary for each chapter, and they talk about some of the themes of the book and what some of the symbolism means, because this is a real tricky book. You could just read it as fantasy, but it really says a lot about relationships between friends and how people should feel about the world that they inhabit and the things that are around them. So it can be a little tricky. So you can ask me questions, and you can also go to this site right here. What does the prince do for the flower? The prince's flower has a personality. Describe it. It's not a very pleasant personality either. When he begins having a problem with his flower, the prince makes a big decision. What is it? When the flower realizes the little prince is leaving, what does she ask for? And why is the flower not afraid of large animals? It's really funny that this flower is not afraid of tigers. So when you read that and see that and hear that, it's hilarious. When the little prince leaves his planet, does he plan to ever return? So those are the questions for today's chapters. Tomorrow, we'll have another set of chapters, and we're going to pick up the pace. I'm going to be posting like 4 chapters at a time because we need to get through the book before the end of the year. The Gold Rush, I added a little link, a really cool little cartoon about the Gold Rush, the California Gold Rush. This is the last editing thing for this. There's no editing on Friday. And you already know. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and unmute yourselves. Go ahead and unmute yourselves, and we're going to read through this list. Did we read list row 3?
No.
Here we go. Invitation.
Invitation.
Irritate.
Irritate.
Marine.
Marine.
Mend.
Mend.
Multiply.
Multiply.
Nervous.
Nervous.
Occur.
Occur.
Opposite.
Opposite.
Passage.
Passage.
Patient.
Patient.
Hear.
Here.
Persuade.
Persuade.
Pleasant.
Pleasant.
Crank.
Crank.
Predict.
Predict.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Recognize.
Recognize.
Region.
Region.
Repair.
Repair. Speaking of.
And again, same thing. You're practicing these words, and you're practicing using these punctuation marks. Try to make sure you have at least used every punctuation mark at least once. Some of them you'll use every day, periods, commas, but others you won't be able to. So make sure you practice using these correctly. You can go to the punctuation jungle to remind you.
Mr. Bagby.
Maceo, go ahead.
Speaking of predict, there was a person that actually predicted we were going to have a virus that was going to wipe out over half the nation.
Well, people have predicted lots of things over the years, and sometimes they get lucky, or in this case, unlucky, but we'll see what happens. Predictions are predictions. Sometimes, like I said, people get lucky. There was a guy, let me tell you something. Way back in the 1980s, somebody predicted an earthquake would happen, and an earthquake did happen. However, it was just random. And so he predicted another one, and he made everyone in the country freak out. And in my first year of public education in the 1980s, we actually had to do earthquake drills because they believed this guy's predictions so much. So take predictions with, as they say, a grain of salt, which means, don't just believe them.
And isn't patient a homophone? There's patient, and then there's
patient has
Yeah.
multiple meanings. I can be patient with you, and I can be patient with my patient. My patient is really irritating, but I am patient with my patient.
Marcio, when you were saying about how it wiped out half the nation, there's like 50 million people in the U.S.
Yes. No, there's 330 million, to be more precise. Okay, let's move on. Again, who would like to tell us what organization means in your writing? What does that mean exactly?
You organize something.
Well, what does that mean?
I have it.
It means putting it in like.
You take what you're writing. So like if you plan it out, you don't want to have it just all over the place where you're covering different topics in all different paragraphs. You want all of your sentences to focus on one topic, and then you could do a new paragraph and go into a new topic, and then you would keep doing that. So all of your so you know what you're writing. So you're
Very
not
good, Maceo. Thank you. Let's have somebody else talk about sentence fluency. What does that mean? It's a fancy expression. Sentence fluency.
blue.
Anybody? Graham, what do you think sentence fluency means?
Oh shoot.
Like that the sentence flows smoothly.
But what does that mean exactly? Oh, Josiah left. I got to let him back in.
He did.
Wait, Josiah left?
Like when you read it, it doesn't sound like all like jumbled up.
I just sent that request because I was seeing what it was.
My computer crashed.
Okay, Graham, you're on the right track there. It doesn't mean all the sentences are the same. It means kind of like if you're watching a movie and every scene in the movie is exactly the same, that's not fluent. It's not flowing. Think of the word fluid and flowing. When you have something that's fluid and flowing, it's going in one direction, but it's not the same. It keeps you rolling along with, like, picture the flow of a river. You're in the flow of the river, and it's fluid, and you're fluidly going down the river smoothly. But all the scenes are different. So it's kind of tricky. You make the sentences different. However, it has a smooth feel to it, like one sentence comes after the other and flows well into the next sentence. Not because they're all the same. Hey, this voice thing is really tricky. How many of you have discovered your own voice in writing? I know I didn't in third grade, but what does that mean?
I do. It's like the kind of way that you write.
What should it reflect, Milo?
Like how well you do your grammar and what your kind of writing has its own voice. Like every person has its own voice. Everyone's writing has its own voice.
Hey, in other words, Milo, how did I know this was you talking?
Because of my voice.
That's right.
Everyone's writing is different.
It had your sound to it. And in reading your writing, it's like I can hear your voice in my head as I'm reading it. Because
some people's voices are similar.
Tyler, did you have a comment?
I was gonna say that it's it should reflect your voice, and when people read it, they should be able to hear you talking.
Right. I recognize this one because it sounds just like how Kyla talks. It represents what I think about when I think of Kyla. It's kind of like when you read any Roald Dahl book, you can tell immediately. When you read C.S. Lewis, you can tell immediately. all kinds of authors out there. They don't even have to have, well, they want their name on the book, but you can start reading their book without even knowing and say, if you know that author, you'll say, I know who this is. It's kind of like movies too. Directors have a certain way of directing a movie.
And like animation too. Like Pixar has a different way of animating than like.
But if Graham wrote an essay about dolphins, then you can hear me if we read it.
Exactly. So
I
that's
already
what that means.
back my book and.
Okay, we're going to move on. Again, go through these keys to effective writing. And when I'm finished going through this, we're going to hear from you with your narrative. We want to hear what you have to say, and we'll give you some feedback. I included this here too. So for the next 2 weeks till the end of the year, these can just be one paragraph apiece, one persuasive piece, one information piece. And it's going to be something that I forward to your 4th grade teachers to let them know where you are in your writing. So it can be about anything persuasive that you want to state your opinion, anything informational where you want to explain what something is, you want to explain how it works, or you want to explain how to do something. So that's informational. Persuasive is an opinion with reasons. And of course, right now you're working on your narrative story. I don't want to overwhelm you with this. This is just, the narrative will be probably longer than one paragraph, but the persuasive and the information can just be one well-written paragraph. We're not looking necessarily for length. I want to share with your next grade level teacher where you are so they know what to expect from you. All right. Moving on. Okay, I got to tell you, this first one, 5 book titles down here, it's not all that hard. It's fun, but I wanted to make one that's really challenging for some of you. If you can't figure this out at all, please don't just keep working on it forever. It's okay. It's a super duper hard one. And
I actually figured out that it was 40. I just randomly
if
guessed.
somebody could figure it out, it's complex, but some of you, I bet, can figure this out.
Mr. Bagby,
Yes?
how is it 40?
Huh?
How is it 40?
I know.
I only counted
Triangles.
25.
You have to.
First of all,
Okay,
you got 1,
here, I
2,
can give you guys an explanation.
4
all
times
I can
4
give
is
you guys an
16.
Explanation.
Okay, excuse me. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay.
16.
Then you have all kinds of triangles.
Yeah, I was doing that.
Like this, like there,
Yeah,
like there.
and the other
So then
way.
you have those. And then you have other ones that are there, like right here.
I did it like that, and then I did half of it.
Hey, I didn't print the explanation, but if you're curious, you can actually find it. This is a pretty popular little riddle. If you even copy this picture in Google Images, you'll probably find the answers. But I'll try to find how it's explained. But it is a total of 40 triangles in this little square.
Wait, will you show us?
I can't show you right now because I have to look it up. Okay, moving on. We're moving on to review ancient Mesopotamia. This is from National Geographic. It's like a video. Why do you think these civilizations were so important? I'll probably remember to post Mr. Nicky's video on Mesopotamia. Wasn't that, what was that one? That was a popular one. What was that one? Rohan knows it. Krish knows it. Krish, what is that one?
The one where everyone's dabbing for no reason.
No, it has a certain sound that you guys love to sing. This is the one that you really should be working on big time. Choose a place on Earth, be specific, start collecting data. We want to know the hemisphere, the continent, the country, the latitude and longitude. You got to have pics. You can include videos, fun facts, why it's important. In other words, when you're sharing it on the share screen, whatever you have on your screen at home, it's what you can share with all of us. So
Okay, what is that?
you can have links to videos. Match each pic or vid with information and keep your presentation to 5 minutes on Zoom. It should be at least 3 minutes and could be a total of 5 minutes. Okay? So we'll try
Wait,
to
Mr.
do,
Bagby, I think the Mesopotamia one was like Pharaoh Tutankhamun.
No,
no, that's Egypt.
Wait, no.
that's impossible.
That's Egypt.
That's Egypt.
Which one was that?
Pharaoh too.
The Mesopotamia
It
one.
was like Jagger for ancient Egypt.
So did you guys hear me describe all of this, or were you thinking about
Yeah, the Euphrates River.
Wait,
Oh,
where
Yeah,
are
that's it. By the
yeah.
Euphrates River. By the Euphrates River. Yeah, it was that one. Thank you. We solved the
Ancient
puzzle.
Mesopotamia.
Okay.
Mr.
Well, that
Bagby,
is Mesopotamia, the Euphrates and Tigris rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Moving
then
on.
that part.
when are we gonna be little tour guides?
Yep.
Yeah, what does it
You guys realize
do?
we have like 4
Yeah,
games.
Okay,
when's
we're
it
going to
due?
do the little tour guides starting at the end of next week if you're ready, and then and then all of the last week. Every Zoom will be dedicated to the tour guide. Every Zoom will be the tour guide. Got it?
Okay.
Everything that we do in Zoom on the last week will be you sharing and taking us on a journey somewhere on Earth. That's all it will be, which is a lot. It'd be really cool because you guys will be controlling the whole Zoom meeting by being tour guides.
Is it okay that mine?
Fun, and we have 14 days left to do it.
Excuse me, Kyla was talking.
Oh,
Is
sorry.
it okay that mine is a PowerPoint?
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It can be a slideshow, a Prezi, a PowerPoint, a video.
And can we rename ourselves to like the tour guide or something?
Sure, you can make up a really funny tour guide name. I'll let
Hello, everyone. I am Krish, tour guide man.
Okay, family fun. Well, you can ask your mom, your dad, your guardian, your siblings, your relatives. You don't have to ask all of them. You can just pick one. Their favorite memories of elementary school. I think I may have shared this one before, but my favorite memory was when I was on safety patrol. We would, in the wintertime, we would roll up all of our gloves, make a football out of it, and we would play football in the halls of school before the teachers told us to go out on duty. Sound
Oh,
familiar?
yeah, you told us that.
Yeah, I did. But that was a great memory.
I don't think that is safe.
And we actually tackled each other in the hall. How did we ever survive? I don't know.
In the hall,
Yes, tackle
is it
football.
like concrete on the bottom?
Yes, Milo.
Why'd you tackle each other?
Because we were having fun.
That's why people fight
And you
football.
didn't get caught?
Well, the teachers just chased us out and said it's time to go on duty. You know, you see the safety patrol people. Until
Yeah.
somebody tells them to go on duty, they're all congregated together. Haven't you noticed that?
Ah.
Yeah.
Good.
They're always being silly before they're told to go on duty.
I know. Ancient Babylon, ancient Mesopotamia, very important civilization because they laid the foundation for all of mathematics and astronomy. That's a pretty good achievement. So you got the little prince, again, with the flower problem. That flower is just adorable. I hope you enjoy that because I don't know. Should I just tell you that the flower has thorns and that he's
Read the book.
very
No.
proud of those thorns.
Stop.
Read the book to us.
Yeah. I did it
Read the book.
in the video.
Yeah.
I read it right to you. I professionally recorded it. I created a little home studio at house
Okay.
in this quarantine.
But it's no fun when we can't interrupt you.
No, that's all right. It is fun. It sounds great. You know it does. Put your headphones on. Get immersed in it. It's really
At
cool.
my grandparents' house, I already have a studio.
Play it,
Nice.
Editing.
please.
Okay, we're
My
stopping share right now, so
No.
going to mute all again. And let's just go down the list here. Who would like to share some of their story, their narrative story? Unmute and begin.
I will.
Go.
Can I share my screen? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Milo,
Okay,
I don't want to go through the process of getting you to undisable it.
oh, do I have to do that?
I mean, you can.
No.
It'll be easier.
Who can share? Go ahead.
Me? Yes.
Now you can.
Share screen. Sure. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, we got it.
Hold on. Let me just move it so I can see. What? Hello, my name is Sarah Hello, my name is Sarah Grace, daughter of Hecate, goddess of magic, and I'm going to tell you my story. Sarah, it's time to go to the magic show, called Sarah's dad. Okay, I'm coming downstairs, said Sarah. Sarah came downstairs and ran out the door, then yelled, I'm taking my bike there. Her dad tried to argue, but there was no point. When she got to the magic show, she was 2 hours early to get a good seat. There were barely any left.
Oh, okay. So that was, I'm already engaged in the story. You've got really great different types of sentences. You've got dialogue going in, which is really an important factor in writing a narrative story, because a narrative story would be pretty boring if there was no dialogue. Yeah, it's really good. Anybody else have a comment for Haley?
For Haley.
I'm sorry for Kyla. I just looked at Haley on the
Did you
screen.
mean Kyla?
Sorry about that.
No, okay.
All righty. Who would like to share next? Milo?
Yeah. Okay, so I already have 4 chapters, but I'll read 2. Not so long ago, in the Great Barrier Reef, there lived a fish named Albert. Albert was a coral trout, and his best friend was a yellowfin tuna named Chuck. Little did they know their life was about to change forever. It started on a calm Thursday afternoon in New Bubbleton at the Great Barrier Reef. Suddenly, they felt a rumble. Chapter 2. It was a tsunami. Everyone in New Bubbleton went insane. Kids were screaming. Everything was black, too, because of octopi being scared and squirting ink. It was total chaos. Just when everything couldn't get any worse, it did. That's the first 2 chapters.
All right. Any comments for that? It sounds like an exciting tale.
Yeah, I already have it all planned out.
Yeah, thinking about the ending is a really good technique. Figuring out how to get to that ending. Anybody have a comment?
I'm kind of just sitting down and writing and hoping good stuff comes out.
That's another technique. Do you have any idea what your ending's going to be, Kyla?
It's gonna be something like her going to Olympus and then
Not a spoil it.
Going to Olympus. Wow. You can even tie the Olympics. Like she goes to the Olympics and then suddenly the whole crowd from Mount Olympus shows up.
I'm pretty sure I'm kind of copying Percy Jackson. I'm reading it. It's not a complete copy.
There's nothing wrong with borrowing ideas. You're not copying the story. You're not plagiarizing. You're just borrowing an idea. There's nothing wrong with that.
So Mount Olympus isn't going to be on Mount Olympus in Greece.
Oh, okay.
It'll be somewhere easier to reach.
Mount Olympus, Lithuania?
What?
Is it going to be?
No, it's going to be Mount Olympus, Pinellas Park. No.
It won't be the 100th floor of the Empire State Building, but
Where does she live? Where does she even live?
I don't know.
Graham, you're a Ghostbuster.
Probably like Manhattan.
All right. So who else has a narrative to share or something from the books that they're reading or maybe from poetry from last week? We need to hear from you. If you're not willing to share, I'm going to start thinking that you're not writing anything.
I've been writing it a lot.
Yeah, you shared.
Graham, share.
Let's see. Rohan, do you have something to share?
I like how Kian just has a TV playing in the background.
Haley, do you have some books to share or something to share?
I just need to get it real quick.
Okay.
Wait, why is it on speaker? Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh?
That looks familiar.
Oh.
Oh, you're putting it there. That's creative.
Okay, who's sharing right now?
I don't.
Keon.
Hmm?
Keon.
Yeah.
Okay, Keon, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kate. So I'm a magician. I can do tricks. Let me take you to the first day of magician school. I kind of have trouble breathing, so sometimes but my shows have been great, except one. Let me tell you all about it. So I woke up in the morning at home. I got ready to go to magician school. I got all the supplies I need to go there. My mom comes, blonde hair, tall, about 5'11", and knows how to make a really good meal for breakfast. Okay, my breakfast: waffles, smiley face on it, Pop-Tart, brown sugar, and yellow scrambled eggs. My mom calls me, honey, you're gonna be late for the bus. I got all my stuff and went to the bus.
Hey, Keon, the best thing, oh, you took it down. The best thing I noticed about that was the specific details you have in there for breakfast. I love that. Because a lot of third grade writers will just say, I had breakfast. But you really put details about these waffles and Pop-Tarts and eggs.
I found a really thick rubber band.
Keep those details coming. I like how that's going. Who else would like?
Keon.
We got Krish is here, Zoe, Eli, Josiah. Did you find your stuff?
Eli looks like he has like a desk in an
I can't
office.
find it yet.
So who's not here today? I don't see Jeffrey here. Who else is?
Jeff hasn't been in any of the meetings.
Yeah, he's been in a few.
Hmm.
Who else wants to share? Come on. I'm gonna call on you. Here we go.
Like Josiah's picture.
Zoe, do you have something in your writing you would like to share, or something in your book? You had a really great share Monday with your poetry. Zoe's going to remain silent and muted.
Wait, can I share like one of my
Yes.
poetries? Mr. Bagby.
I'll
Yes.
share again.
Can I share my poetry?
Who said, can I share my poetry?
Me.
Krish, go ahead. Everybody mute yourselves except for Krish.
Okay. I'm gonna find it.
Speak up. You're a little low on the volume.
I'm gonna find it right now. Well, I can't find it.
Oh.
Wait, it's in Word. I think I probably.
I've always wanted to do this joke. Krish, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. What do you think? Krish, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Should be in Word. Okay. Roses are red, the earth is a bed for the nature's head.
Wow, I like that.
Should I just share all of these?
Just share the ones you want. We can see them all.
Okay. Joel called Dan. Dan answered and said he was in a van drinking a can.
A can of what?
I don't know. I didn't think that far. I'll do one more. The sea is blue. What lives in it is true. Why, yes, it's blue. Okay. I'm done.
Thank you very much.
Sky is blue. My name
Haley, is that your guinea pig?
Well, my name is not Gru, though.
Oh. All right, guys. Again, keep working on your narrative. Keep working on your tour guide thing. and you guys can talk amongst yourselves. If you have any questions, you can put it in your private channel, or you can put it in the chat right here, right now, because that just goes to me.
Mr. Bagby,
Yes?
we went to a fish store to see axolotls in person, and they had juvenile ones, and they were like this big.
What did you go see?
Axolotls.
Oh, okay. So at an aquarium shop, you mean?
Yeah, but we wore a mask the whole time, and it was very uncomfortable.
Well, I love going to aquarium shops where they have all the fish on display, especially the saltwater fish.
One of them was polka dotted.
Yeah.
It looks like Cruella de Vil.
One of the best things about having an aquarium, and this has been proven, that's why you often see aquariums in like the waiting rooms of doctors' offices and things like that. They really are relaxed. They relax you just watching the fish swimming around.
It's 10. It's 10.
Being crazy. I don't know what she's trying to get, but she's trying to get something.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to get, oh, look at that dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get ready for the next, oh, here comes Zach, a little bit late.
Eli, put
Kyla, can I see your dog?
Come on, Eli. Put this picture.
Zach, we're at the end of the meeting.
There.
Eli, put this over for you.
Josiah,
Yes?
I'm in Hotland in Undertale now.
Nice.
Zach, you're a little late.
Yeah, it's the end of the meeting.
All right, let's do the countdown.
Say goodbye.
Still recording.
8,
Bye.
We're recording.
Eli, bye.
5,
Bye.
4,
Eli.
Bye.
2, 1. See ya, guys.
No.